Neil Aspin, a 5-1 defeat this afternoon, but to what extent is that a true reflection of the game?
Well, obviously playing with 9 men for so long has obviously got an influence on the game. I mean, there's no question about that. What the score line would have been 11 against 11, then you can't predict, because obviously we know that Cambridge are on the fancied side. So I'm not naive to think that with the 11 men on, we'd have gone and won the game, whatever. But it's obviously had a big bearing, because with the 11 men, it's always going to be difficult. 10 men, you would think it was going to be a disaster, but to have 9 men, it's probably something that hasn't happened since I've been manager. I don't think I've been down to 9 men, and to get it so early in the game, it's difficult. But the players stuck at it, and I was proud that they managed to keep the score down. I know it sounds a bit negative when you start talking in terms like that, but it really is hard against a good team with 9 men. So I'm pleased with their efforts, and at the end of the day, it's only one game with 3 points, and you have to move on to the next. It was always going to be a tough start, and it's a tough league, but certainly we opened up okay. I was quite pleased with everything, but when you lose men at this level, as you've seen yesterday with Hyde going down to 10 men early, it makes it very difficult.
Yeah, I'm going to say, you mentioned that word pride. You can take a good pride in terms of the monumental effort from the 9 men this afternoon.
Yeah, as I say, no criticism of the players. I've always said if they give 100% in terms of effort and commitment, then that's all I can ask. And they kept going till the end. It would have been easy to throw the towel in, but the minimum you have to give supporters is that you take pride in the shirt and you keep going till the end. And I thought the players did that.
I'm sure you couldn't have dreamt for a best possible start than that, Lee Gregory, after 7 minutes.
Yes, we have shown that we can score off set pieces, and it was a good goal and a good start of the game. And as I say, the start was very encouraging. I think we had a good shape, and we looked quite comfortable. But it doesn't matter if you've got 9 men or 11 men. The goals we give away were very poor. I know there's a bit of tiredness there at the end. Certain legs are getting tired, and I think it is difficult, but some of the defending was poor for the goal.
In regards to Lee Gregory, obviously the match winner at Brackley in the famous playoff final, how big a season could he have for us this campaign?
Well, I think he showed he's got a lot of qualities today. He's got strength, he holds the ball up well, he's obviously got an eye for a goal. But playing up front against 4 defenders basically is very difficult. But I thought he worked exceptionally hard. He was back trying to defend, which I don't think I'd ever seen Lee Gregory playing as a left back. But at the end he was back trying to defend on the edge of his box. So he showed good attitude, and he worked his socks off. Unfortunately, with the game Tuesday night, and it will have taken a lot out of him, but we'll just have to see how he is for Tuesday.
Then just started to all unravel a bit. Can we have any complaints with the 2 red cards and penalties?
Well, I mean, I come from an era where if you give a penalty away, that was punishment enough, and I think you're unfortunate when the player gets sent off, but certainly the second one. I mean, of course it's irrelevant how many men we're down to, but I always think it's a bit harsh to lose 2 players like that. I think I don't think I've ever seen it before. So it's not what we wanted, and certainly when I was doing my team and doing my formation and doing my set pieces and who's picking up who, and then suddenly it goes all out of the window when you're down to 9 men. So I wouldn't, hopefully not going to have too many afternoons like that, but it's going to be a testing season.
So you couldn't have lost 2 kind of key players as well, your captain and your first choice goalkeeper.
Well, yeah, I mean, Matty's obviously the most experienced player, and obviously your captain. Yeah, 2 players. I mean, you don't want to lose any players in there, and it's harsh that you've got to make substitutions on players who've got an important role to do as well. But it's just the way it turned out, and as I say, you got to forget about it. I think the one thing we can sort of claim from the days that at least the players, they did show pride. They kept going till the end, and so I can't fault them for that.
How relieved are you now that you signed Tom Morgan a couple of days ago?
Well, I mean, when we were saying about Phil Senior being away and needing a goalkeeper, I mean, I wasn't too happy that Phil was away to start with. So then you got to get another keeper. Not easy to get one such a short space of time. You don't want to use up one of your loans by signing a keeper on loan when it's only going to be for one game. So delighted that we could get a keeper with experience, but he performed really well. A fantastic game he had for us. He did everything he could do, and it proved essential that we got a keeper in.
And his first piece of action to face Adam Cunnington from 12 yards and up to the job. What a great save!
Yeah, it was a great save, and that just helped stem the tide a little bit. I think if you're conceding goals early and you've got 9 men, very hard to keep going. But no, he did really well. Made some good saves at the end when we did tire, and it was a great game by him.
And towards the end of the first half, we did so well to contain them, didn't we, at 1-1?
Yeah, I mean, you have to, from their point of view, they know you're down to 9 men. This is such got the game won, and they don't have to sort of bust a gut going forward. They don't need to, because I feel like they got the game by the scruff of their neck. So we it spells we did okay, but I can't. Like I say, if we had 11 men against 11, it's going to be tough, because everybody, you're taking once you go down to, you lose a man, you're taking a link out the chain, which means somebody's got space on the pitch, pull somebody else out. So they only have 9 men. I mean, it is very difficult. I think if we were playing somebody a few leagues below us, if you go down to 9 men, it's going to be tough. But certainly, somebody had said to me today that this was what we'd had to contend to. I don't think I'd have slept very well.
You mentioned that you were disappointed with some of the goals that we gave away. I'm sure you'll have had a message at half-time at 2-1 down. A bit of a sloppy goal to give away right at the start second half.
Look, it's a terrible goal. I think I've said in interviews before, players have got to adapt to this league and they've got to learn quickly. But, that's not a case of learning quickly. It's just a bad mistake. Now, I'm not going to criticise players for making mistakes, because they all do that, but it is a blow to the rest of the players as well when you concede a goal where they don't have to work for it. And it was unfortunate, but you've got to start again, and that's what we could keep having to do. When we get a knockback, we've got to try and start again, prepare properly for the game as best we can, and then we've got to try and pick up points in other games.
Yeah, we've got to start again. Quite familiar this, a game just in a couple of days' time, but after playing 3 games a week towards the end of last season, Tuesday night should be a doddle.
Well, I think it was, you wouldn't like to end up playing 3 games a week in this league. That would be hard, especially when teams are full time. But Tuesdays are, any time you play Wrexham is going to be a tough game. But they'll be well pleased that we've been down to 9 men today, and we've played on a Sunday. So it wasn't great with the scheduling to get the Sunday game, and then. But I'm not going to, you'll be asking me questions all season, and I'm not going to be a manager. I'm not going to make excuses. We know what we have to do. We've got to play at our best. All our players playing at our best to pick up results, and I think that is unfortunate when you get sent off like that. But there's going to be times where discipline is going to be key. We can't afford to be getting silly challenges and getting players sent off, because it shows how difficult that is. But I'm not downhearted with today. I think it shows, I think size-wise, when you just look at the opposition, I watched the game yesterday, there's a lot of big, strong, powerful players in this league, and it is a tough league, but these are one of the best teams in the league, and I feel that with 11 men we could have given them, we would have given them a good game.
Apart from the result, have you enjoyed the day in terms of the national TV exposure and what comes with it?
Well, I think it's part of the, it's part of the package if you wanted this league. It's more profile, and I think it's great to publicise non-league football. So you've got to be accommodating, and it might not be something that I want to be doing with cameras stuck in my face and mics and everything like that. But I feel it's, we're in a modern age, and that's what we have to do, and we're at a higher level. And if that's part of what you have to do, then that's fair enough. As I say, they know what they're doing, and it's very professional, and they're being very respectful as well to our wishes. So, no problems with that.
I'm going to say, as you say, at a higher level, at the level that we want to be at, because we deserve to be here after obviously the 3 promotions in 4 seasons.
Look, there's no doubt about it. We deserve to be in this league, but to stay in this league, we're going to have to, raise our game. Players are going to have to stick together, and they're going to have to do, a good job to stay in this league. But there was promising aspects early on. Even at times with the 9-man, we kept the ball all right. I think we showed we could keep the ball in possession, and that's going to be key, because you don't want to be chasing the game all the time when you've got full-time teams. At times you need to keep the ball and knock a few passes together, and I think we're capable of doing that.
Yeah, just a final one on Wrexham. Do you still remember that FA Cup 4th qualifying round game?
Yes, I do very well. It was a fantastic game for us at the time. Obviously a very late goal that knocked us out. But yeah, I remember a lot of games. I'll certainly remember today's game. Yeah. But we've got to be positive. I think it's difficult. It's difficult for supporters as well, because they want to see the team winning, and I accept that. But if they show the players giving 100% effort and commitment, then I think they'll stick by the players, and that's what they have to do, because we're going to be in for some difficult games. But with the support, then we can do okay.
I'm going to say just shy of 300 fans that made the long journey down here this Sunday morning.
Yeah, it's a marvellous effort. It's a long way to come on a Sunday as well, with a 12 o'clock kick-off, not ideal time. And like I say, I thought they were good today. They knew we were up against it. Obviously, a little bit of humour comes in when you get when the score's like that. But they were okay with the players, and we need their support.
Yeah, we certainly do, as always. And for the first time this competitive season, Neil, thank you for your time and sharing, player.